The journey to adulthood has always been a challenge. Growing up from being a child all the way into adulthood, going through puberty and adolescence, has always been tough. There's something different going on now, though, something new. What's going on? Let's just talk about this stage in life, first of all. Growing up is challenging because your identity is changing. Everything's changing. Your body's changing. Your brain's changing. It's growing. Everything's happening. The human brain is not fully formed until the age of 25. But during puberty, parts of it, particularly the amygdala, is down inside the brain. The amygdala, where the emotions are processed, where fear responses are processed, that grows rapidly. So all of a sudden, you're dealing with all kinds of things, all kinds of emotions, outbursts. You don't even know what's happening to you because these hormones and all kinds of stuff is coursing through your body and your brain. Of course, there's a lot of identity issues too. Who am I? You're changing, trying to identify who you are, separate from your parents as a unique person. So this time is difficult. Social media has made it even more difficult today, I think, because all of us are constantly measuring ourselves against the images that we see that other people post. And those are more like highlight reels than anything, the best of their world. And so we get really discouraged sometimes because we don't feel like we measure up. There's a lot of stress and pressure today to achieve. We're asking the question, do I have what it takes? Am I going to make it in the world as an adult? What am I going to do? Maybe parents are pushing somewhat as well to achieve and do well in everything. So it's a tough situation. We're going to go and watch a movie, a short film, part of a short film called Post-it on My Heart. And you're going to see some of these things that have been going on for centuries, dealing with who I am, identity, types of issues that I know a lot of you are dealing with today. So let's watch this.
Oh, please. You are so not romantic.
We were Romeo and Juliet, last year's play.
And you didn't mean a single line.
He couldn't even keep a straight face for the balcony scene.
You haven't even touched that snack. Are you feeling okay, Dad?
Where's Sam? He was supposed to bring me my pills. Where's that boy when you need him?
Your meds will be here soon. Why are you always so hard on him?
'Cause you're too easy on him. Never did understand why you took them kids in anyway. But you always did have a thing about strays, didn't you?
You heard me. I said tomorrow.
You said that yesterday.
Well, it isn't tomorrow.
Today was tomorrow, yesterday.
Yesterday isn't today. Get out!
This is my room!
Sam, Mr. Downey is here to work with you.
Very close. You only missed a variable right here. Let's try it again.
Arizona, were crammed into a project room, about 110 of them, really, actually, sitting on the floor in front of me. I was waiting to get up and address them. And as I did, I looked out over these kids and, happy, smiling, seemed to be enjoying life, eager to hear what I had to say. But I had just realized at a meeting the night before, I just heard that 40 students in this East Valley outside of Phoenix had committed suicide in the past year and a half. I don't know about you, but that's just outrageous. I can't even comprehend that. So I looked out at these young people and I thought, maybe they're not all so happy. Maybe there are things going on. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're anxious. Maybe they're depressed, struggling with brokenness in their life, struggling with who they are. So I looked at them differently than I ever have before. So what could possibly be causing this level of distress in young people such that they see no hope to move forward? What could that possibly be? Dr. Gray, a research professor at Boston College, found that the rates of depression and anxiety among young people in America have been increasing steadily for the past 50 to 70 years. And the rate is off the charts in the past 5 years. And suicide among this age group, roughly 10 to 15, is the same, growing rapidly. What is going on? What is unique about today? I'm a little on the older side, and when I was young, many years ago, going through high school, middle school, high school, I don't remember anything about anybody committing suicide. Wow, what's going on today? Maybe you're asking the same question. What's going on? Maybe there are things going on in your life that you don't really understand. What is happening? I believe we actually have an epidemic in our modern world today, and it's actually most acute right now among teens and tweens, because you folks at that age group, your age group, are really some of the first people that have ever totally grown up, fully immersed in our technological, social media, screens environment. And so new things are happening to you. And most adults are not even aware of it. Most of your parents don't know what's going on. There are times when you just need to sound an alarm, and I think this is one of them. I am on a mission to sound this alarm that there's danger. This is one of those times. So the human brain, let's talk about the brain a bit. The brain is not fully developed till about 25. I mentioned that the amygdala and the emotional centers of the brain, they develop pretty quickly. So in a young person going through puberty, you're dealing with all kinds of new emotions and feelings, and you got hormones coursing through your body, all kinds of new stuff is happening. The front part of your brain, the frontal lobe, is the slowest to develop, and that's the part that controls the rest of the brain and balances everything out. Logic, thinking, rational thought, risk management, risk assessment. That's the part of your brain that keeps the emotional part under control, and it is just not fully developed. So imagine this. Here's what's going on in your brain. You got all this new stuff happening, this new growth in your amygdala, emotions surging, and you're also consumed. You're also in a world that is high tech with all of its high intensity and high stimulation. Video games, screens of any kind, our devices, all of those things are highly stimulating. And what they do is that stimulates the part of the brain, the amygdala, stimulates it like crazy, and your brain shoots dopamine into that part of your brain. And before you know it, you start to get addicted to that. And that's what your brain wants. It just wants more and more dopamine. So you have to play more and more video games, spend more time on your phone, watch more movies, videos. It's crazy, isn't it? So your body is getting itself addicted lot of time on screens of any kind. And the front part of your brain, the brain that's supposed to regulate all of that and keep it under control, is just not capable of doing that. Even in an adult, sometimes it's not capable of doing that. Whew, wow, can you imagine this? I can't believe that we don't talk about this more. It's such an issue. It's just the same as being addicted to any kind of drug or alcohol or anything else. If you don't get enough of that excitement that comes through these video games and such, you're depressed, you're sad, you're withdrawn. Maybe you get really angry and enraged even, and you don't even know why. It's because things are happening in your brain that you're just not aware of. So what do we do? Okay, we live in a technological world, and this is the reality. What do we do? Well, I think we need to get on a different path. We need to journey on a different path. Almost everybody's gone down this path, full speed down this big road with all of our technology, and we need a different plan. The plan is basically to limit the involvement that we have in technology. We have to back off from it so that we can develop the frontal lobe of the brain more effectively. We have a huge highway in New Jersey called the New Jersey Turnpike. It's big. I mean, at some points it's 12 lanes wide. It's massive going down the road. It goes from north to south, and if you want to get someplace, the other end of the state fast, that's the way you go. But it's a dangerous road. People are speeding, going really fast. There's lots of big trucks. It's a tough road to drive on. I prefer a lot of our smaller roads in New Jersey, smaller back roads. There's a lot of beautiful scenery in New Jersey. I know you're saying, what? There really is. We have pine barrens, we have mountains, we have the shore, the beach, and we've got the beautiful parts of the Garden State. It's a great place. I like those smaller paths, those narrow roads. You can relax and enjoy. People aren't speeding as much. You get to enjoy the sights and the scenery. And often they get me to the place I want to go more quickly. That's the way it is here. I'm suggesting that we need to get on some different pathways. We've identified 3 pathways that we think are key in developing the frontal lobe, the thinking, processing, risk assessment, and logical parts of the brain that can then help control all of that stimulation and excitement. As well as many people are recommending that young people take a fast from all devices, all screens and devices. You may already be on a fast or approaching that. Your parents may have already decided to do that. I encourage you to do that. If that's something that you're talking to your parents about or your coach, do that. It gives your brain a rest and then helps you really concentrate on strengthening the part of your brain that's going to keep everything balanced. You'll learn how to keep your emotions in check more, be more self-controlled. It's really a crisis. It's really a significant crisis. Are you ready to try a different path? The 3 pathways in particular. Are you ready to go? I hope you'll join me and work with your coach to go down this new road. Here's a few things that you're going to need to do. You just watched this video now. I'd like you to get a journal and do some journaling. Just write down your thoughts. What hit you about what I've had to say here today? What was new? What was most helpful? Anything like that. Journals. This is going to be the start. You're going to continue to journal. And your coach is going to ask you, he's not going to see your journal, but your coach is going to ask you about it and ask you to share some of the things that you journaled about. That may be hard for some of you to do, but I encourage you to do it. And don't do it on a device. I want you to take a paper and pencil, get an actual journal and write. There's something about the act of writing that also helps your brain learn and process, and that's that frontal lobe again. So write. Second thing, You're going to want to contact your coach if you haven't already and set up your next time to talk. Be prepared to talk with them about what you've heard here and bring your questions. If you've got questions, you don't understand something, you don't agree with something, your coach will be happy to discuss it with you. And then one additional assignment this week. I want you to talk with one friend, just one friend. I want you to talk in person about what you learned. If you want, and you had somebody that you could invite to watch the video with you, you can invite your friend to watch this video with you. And then your coach will talk to you about that too. And you'll have a great discussion about that. Hey, I hope this has been helpful. This is the introduction, looking at the crisis, what's going on. I hope it explains some things that are going on in your life. We'll be moving on to week 2. Your coach will preview week 2 for you.